go.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Yeah, he just turned on the speaker.
Oh.
Okay. All right, so we're going to call the annual meeting of the Board of Finance for the Jennings County School Corporation to order. I think, Philip, are you running this show?
After you do the election,
Oh,
for the
excellent.
president and secretary.
Excellent. So what we'll start is for the election of a president.
Chelsea, you might want to mute except when you're specifically speaking. Because there's feedback. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you guys, somebody needs to nominate someone and then just do the normal vote.
Okay.
Just for this purposes of this meeting.
That,
It's a little simple.
and that would be
Just
yours,
for this
Philip.
meeting.
What? No, I'm not the president. It'd be like, I'd say
Oh, I see, it has to be, okay.
I'll nominate Amy.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All right. So we have a nomination by Earl and a second by Pat. Is there any discussion? Okay. Then we need to do a roll call. So Susan, if you'll do a roll call.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
yes.
Earl,
Yes.
myself, yes. Amy?
Yes? Yes. 7. And then the next we need to elect a secretary. So if we have any nominations for secretary.
Susan?
Susan, yes.
Okay,
Second.
all right, so we have a nomination by Tony and a second by Earl. Any discussion? So if you'll do a roll call, Susan?
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
myself, yes.
Okay.
All right, next part is the designation of depositories. We have 2 places we bank with, German American and Old National. The next order is the investment report. And in the investment report, it's in your packet. The only thing worth noting on there is our interest has dropped significantly in 2020 from 2021, and that's because we basically paid for the wrestling facility construction. The money that was borrowed in 19 was put in CDs. Those got pretty good interest because you had a very large amount of money. That has since been paid since the building has been constructed. So we're down to and then interest rates slightly dropped a little bit from that standpoint also, because interest is next to nothing. So, but the report shows what that is, and on top of that, we did not purchase or sell any CDs in 2021. Next up is review investment policy. The policy is policy 6144, listed on our website. There is no recommendation of changes at this point in time. Next up is cancellation of outstanding checks. There were no outstanding checks older than 2 years, which is the law that we have to follow. Our oldest check currently in our system at the end of December was dated 7/29 of 21. So not even 6 months old is our oldest check that we have in our corporation. Last thing to review is the corporation fiscal and qualitative indicators, which is again on a state website is where this is located. I put it in your packet. But the only 2 things worth sort of reviewing on there is we had a slight drop in ADM from 19 to 20. And this is always a year behind. This whole thing is, it takes them a while to compile it, I guess. So we're reviewing the 2020 items on the quantitative assessment or indicators. So you had a slight drop from 19 to 20, which we knew that. The second thing on there is our expenses in 2020 outpaced revenue, which again, we paid for the wrestling facility, and it outpaced it very similar to how expenses or revenue outpaced it when we got the bonds. You know, we got a bunch of bonds in, so our revenue came in, but we didn't spend it out yet, obviously. So those 2 over a 2-year span and net about even. So we basically had no change there. And that is all I have to report. Is there any questions?
I got one question. On our banking, when you said German American and Old National. Do we ever shop rates like annually or anything?
Yeah, all the rates, nobody is offering anything good right now. So we do that, I think Myra told me we do that every 2 years, so we'll be looking at that this year. We did not in 20. I think Amber did right before she left in 19, so that will be on slate, or in 20 she left. So that will be on slate for this year.
Any other questions? Then I'll ask for a motion for adjournment of the finance.
I move we adjourn.
Pat made the motion, Travis seconded, you'll do a roll call.
Kelsey,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis.
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
myself, yes.
No. So meeting is adjourned. So we'll start the regular scheduled board meeting in about 5 minutes.
guys.
We always
Go online.
stay
It's
in
great.
with your phone.
With your phone, if you're gonna look at your email in this.
I'll get my chair under it.
We're going to call the meeting to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So really quick, before we get started, I just want to let everyone know that we are live streaming the board meeting tonight. We have one of our board members joining virtually. So we're super excited to be able to offer this to our community so that they can participate and be involved in the work of the school corporation. So I want to just thank Josh and the IT department for getting this set up for us. So great to, again, have everybody joining virtually. So we'll start with a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Motion.
Earl?
Second.
Second, Travis. Is there any discussion? Susan, will you call the roll, please?
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And so now we'll ask if there's anyone here from the community who would like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda. No, I don't believe there is anyone. So we'll move on to Stronger Together recognition. Teresa.
Yes, so I have two I would like to recognize tonight. So the first one I'm going to start with is one of our fabulous bus drivers. I'd like to share with you a statement that I received from one of our administrators. We had a student from our building who was missing, and our staff worked together to find them. I honestly would like to give a huge shout out to one of our bus drivers, Barb Patterson. She knows and cares so much about her students. She was able to say with 100% certainty that the student got off the bus. She said that she makes it a practice of knowing each student and counting them every time. She not only called to inquire about what was happening, but came on location to help search for the student. She ended up being a huge assistance to the police and helping them find the missing student. According to what we know now, the student was moving around the woods. Through her voice and her coaxing, the student finally decided to come out. She and I spoke afterwards on the phone as a follow-up. She had overflowing care and concern for the student. She not only was concerned that the student was found, but that the student would get the proper help moving forward. I just would like to give a huge shout out to one of our everyday heroes, Barb Patterson. And Barb, if you would come forward, we're giving you one of our Stronger Together awards because you absolutely embody what we mean when we say that we are stronger when we all work together. So thank you for what you do on behalf of our kids every day.
Thank you. I just take care of my kids because they're my kids.
Thank you. And then the second one I would like to recognize tonight is somebody that I feel we have been extraordinarily fortunate to have during a pandemic for the last 2 years. Our Director of Nursing, Taryn Broadus, has been incredible in helping guide us and provide just everyday wisdom to her staff and to our building administrators as we've navigated this pandemic. It has been incredibly stressful and difficult in many ways, and she absolutely has kept her staff going and kept all of us going. She's truly become very dear to me and a partner in everything, the decisions that we make every day around this. I couldn't do it without her, and I'm just so grateful for her, and I wanted to recognize her publicly because she absolutely is the definition of what it looks like to be stronger together. So thank you, Taryn Rhodes.
Thank you. It
All right, we'll move on to old business. We have several Neola policies that it's the second reading, so we need to vote on those. I think it's okay with everyone. We'll take them as a set. Do I have a motion to accept those Neola policies?
Second.
Okay, Tony made the motion, Pat seconded. Is there any discussion? All right, Susan, if you'll call the roll, please.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony, Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Under new business programs, Nikki?
Asking for approval for a contract with Smeckens Education for the 22-23 school year for a one-day professional development with new teachers. It was part of our induction program this year for new staff, and that's been very popular. So I'd like to continue that next year using Title II funds. So asking for approval.
I'll make a motion for the approval.
Okay, so Travis makes a motion, Susan seconds. Is there any discussion? Okay, Susan, if you'll call the roll, please.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis.
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, and then under professional staff recommendations. Shannon?
We have Beth Krasowski for Jennings County High School sped teacher, Greg Lehman for Jennings County High School assistant track and field coach, and Jill Stoner for Jennings County High School girls assistant track and field coach.
Okay, do we have a motion?
So moved.
Pat?
Second.
Tony seconds. Any discussion? Susan, if you'll call the roll, please.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
And then under support staff recommendations.
Cindy Byford's gonna be moving from a sub-teacher to a sub-paraprofessional for us. Daniel Earl is gonna be a driver of sped students, for blind or low blind vision student. Penny Feeney is gonna be a Brush Creek custodian. Brandon Coors is gonna be a Scipio parapro. Brianna Pearson, is gonna be a Brush Creek parapro. Diana Pedigo is a Sand Creek custodian. Mandy Pike will be a Jennings County High School parapro. Kayla Pyle will be a sub-bus aide for the corporation. Ruth Reitman is gonna also be a sub-bus aide for the corporation. Emma Shockley is gonna be a high school assistant track and field coach. And Jessica Stillabauer will be a Sand Creek classroom medical assistant.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Travis? Earl seconds. Is there any discussion? Susan, if you'll call the roll.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. And then on down under finances, donations.
Yes, asking the board to accept donations that we've received during the last 2 weeks. First Baptist Church of North Vernon, $700 to the high school. Betty Lewis Polly, in memory of Marvin Polly, $100 to the high school. Betty Lewis Polly, in memory of Linda Lamb, $25 to the high school. O'Mara Contractors, approximately $4,000 to our adult ed construction training equipment classroom. And Sheldon School Pictures, $500 to Sand Creek for student activities, asking the board to accept those donations.
Do I have a motion? Susan? Pat? I'll let Pat. Any discussion? Susan, if you'll call the roll.
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Under operations, Teresa?
Yes, so we had to add another street to a bus driver's contract, and it's increased their mileage, so we're asking the district to provide an additional $2 a day for compensation for that change in route and the additional mileage.
Okay, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Tony?
Second.
Travis seconds. Any discussion? Susan? You'll call the roll?
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. Under relations,
Asking for approval for the high school for the annual MOU with Ivy Tech for dual credit opportunities.
Motion for that?
So moved.
Pat? For a second? Susan? Any discussion? Susan, if you'll call the roll?
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis,
Yes.
Amy,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
yes.
And then under other.
I don't have anything.
Okay. Well, fastest board meeting ever.
No, you gotta beat me.
All right, well,
I make a motion, we adjourn. Yeah.
great. Pat makes the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Travis, second. Any, call the roll. Susan?
Chelsea,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Pat,
Yes.
Travis.
Yes.
Amy.
Yes.
Earl.
Yes.
Yes.